Chapter 2. Don't you hate it when a kickball hits Uranus? It wasn't long before the Turbo Toilets 2000 had pieced together every single event that had brought him and his army of talking toilets to this frozen, frustrating fate. "I must retaliate," he said, clenching his razor-sharp porcelain teeth together tightly. "I must avenge my fallen allies." Luckily for him, he was a robot, which means that he knew a thing or two about mechanical engineering. It didn't take long for him to disassemble the robo-plugger, rearrange the pieces, and create a flying rocket scooter from the recycled parts of his arch-enemy. The only thing left to do was to travel to the long journey from Uranus to Earth. It was a voyage that would take him nearly 3 whole pages to complete, and when he arrived he would wage a war against the good people of Earth, a war that would threaten the very foundation of our planet. But before I can tell you that story, I have to tell you this story. Chapter 3. Melvin's Moments of Mirth. Remember back in Chapter 1 where we find out that Melvin had a whole year's worth of reasons why he needed to bring George and Howard and Captain Underpants back to the present? Well, in case you're wondering what happened during that year, here's what happened during that year. Immediately after our heroes disappeared on their prehistoric journey, the cops started looking for George, Howard, and Mr. Crow. One of the posters appeared in post offices across America. But since George and Howard and Mr. Crow had traveled back in time to the Cretaceous period, they were nowhere to be found. Everyone assumed that George, Howard, and Mr. Crow had robbed a bank and were hiding out in Canada or Mexico somewhere, and it wasn't too long before the cops gave up and started looking for them. This was sad news for most of the residents of Prickwell, Ohio, but not for Melvin Snidley. Melvin was finally happy for the first time in years. No George and no Howard means no plans, no comics, and best of all, no interruptions. Melvin could finally go about conducting his scientific experiments, creating wild new inventions, and indulging his beautiful mind in peace. But all that happiness only lasted for about 2 weeks because, as we mentioned earlier, you know who showed up. Chapter 4. He who must not be flushed. The Turbo Toilets 2000 entered Earth's atmosphere in a blazing fireball from the sky. His rocket scooter roared over the rooftops of the small Oreo town as the porcelain predator bellowed out an eardrum-crushing taunt. "He's Johnny." Then came the destruction. Buildings collapsed. City buses were thrown through skyscraper windows. Fires raged out of control. The chaos and devastation crippled the town, sent residents running for their lives, and annoyed the heck out of one little boy. Melvin Snidley had been trying to get some work done in his bedroom laboratory when the attack began. All he needed was 1 or 2 more hours of uninterrupted silence to complete his experiments, but the terrible ruckus outside was really getting on his nerves. Melvin marched over to his bedroom window, poked his head out, and shouted, "Hey, I'm trying to work! You idiots! Be quiet!" As you can probably imagine, the Turbo Toilets 2000 didn't take too kindly to being dressed in such a manner. He swiveled his massive bow around quickly and glared at Melvin with waging, hard-boiled eyeballs. "Oh!" Melvin gulped. Suddenly, the Turbo Toilet 2000 leaped at Melvin. The tiny tattletale screamed as the malevolent miscreant chased him down the street, across the city, and into the empty, darkened hallways of the Warm Hallways Elementary School. Melvin went upstairs and hid under Mr. Krabs' desk while the Turbo Toilets 2000 searched through the classrooms for him. Melvin was in deep trouble. Finally, he actually needed Captain Underpants' help, but the waistband warrior was nowhere to be found. "Wes," said Melvin. "If only I could—" Ouch! Melvin's knee was pressing down into something sharp. Carefully, Melvin reached down and pulled the pointy little object out of his knee. It was a toenail. Not just any toenail either. It was one of Mr. Krabs' thick, greasy, yellow toenails that he had clipped off the day before he had been whisked away on his journey back through time. "Ew! What a slop!" said Melvin as he flicked the toenail away. Then Melvin thought of something. He knew that Mr. Krabs was also Captain Underpants. That means that Mr. Krabs' DNA must have some kind of super-powered element in its makeup. If Melvin could find a way to extract the super-powered element from Mr. Krabs' DNA, Melvin could, theoretically, transfer those superpowers to himself. "Where's that toenail?" cried Melvin. Chapter 5. Big Melvin Returns. The Turbo Toilets 2000 noisily smashed its way from classroom to classroom, getting closer to Mr. Krabs' office with each thundering footstep. Melvin desperately searched the mangly orange carpet from Mr. Krabs' stinky toenail, digging his fingers deep into the metal shack as the sounds of carnage got louder and louder. "Where's that toenail?" Melvin screamed. Finally, Mr. Krabs' office door burst open. "Aha!" shouted the Turbo Toilets 2000. "I've got you now, you annoying little brat!" He reached down, grabbed Melvin by the foot, and pulled him toward his chopping razor-sharp teeth.